CALAJECT is used for computer-assisted local anesthesia. It takes normal standard dental needles and cartridges, so no special consumables are needed for its use. It's battery powered and also works when the power cord is connected. With up to 5 hours battery operating time, it can typically work for several days before recharging is needed. It's recommended that the battery is not run completely flat before charging again. Recharging takes approximately 3 hours. When the battery indicator line shows a single green dot out of 4, it's time for recharging. CALAJECT is used for all kinds of local anesthesia. For regional nerve blocks, for infiltrations, the palatal injections, and the intraligamentary. Generally, the pen grip is a clear advantage for the operator, and it provides good opportunity for finger support, unlike an ordinary dental syringe. Here you see the CALAJECT with handpiece and foot control. The back side, you can find the different connectors for the power, handpiece and foot control, a volume control button and a speaker. Be careful to connect the handpiece plug in the correct way. There is a red mark on the plug and the connector. They must be aligned when the plug is mounted and pushed into place. When removing the plug, it's important to pull the grooved metal part of the connector and not pull the cord itself. The mini jack plug for the foot control is inserted here. When removing it, pull the metal, not the cord. The power supply plug is mounted here. The battery indicator is showing that the machine is charging. When fully charged, 4 dots will appear in a steady light. The power supply has a green LED light. Notice that this does not change color when charging is completed. It's important only to use the CALAJECT charger supplied with the system. It's recommended to remove the power plug during use and let CALAJECT run on battery only, partly to protect the battery, but also to avoid too many wires on the table. The sound can be adjusted to desired level. Use a small flathead screwdriver or, in this case, a mini spatula to adjust the sound while the foot control pedal is activated. Turn counterclockwise to decrease the volume and clockwise for higher sound. On the front panel of the CALAJECT you will find an on-off button, a pressure indicator that shows the back pressure on the piston, the 3 different programs, a return button to return the piston, and the battery indicator. The smooth surface makes it easy to clean with a cloth moistened with disinfectant. The system is monitoring the counter pressure on the piston at all times during injection. This is also an indication of how much resistance the needle meets in the tissue. If the counter pressure is too high, the pressure indicator will illuminate the entire bar and a long beep will be heard. The injection will be deactivated automatically. Here it's shown during an interligamentary injection. 3 barrels for 1.8 milliliter cartridges are included in the CALAJECT box. They are transparent, so you can follow the piston during anesthesia. Here an autoclave barrel is unpacked. Notice always to attach the needle first before inserting the cartridge. Then put the cartridge into the barrel and onto the needle, which will cause the needle to penetrate the rubber membrane. This will ensure the tightness between the needle and the rubber membrane. The construction is self-aspirating. Now screw on the loaded barrel to the handpiece. It's recommended to place the mounted handpiece into the holder. With one hand you can remove the needle cap as shown, otherwise 2 hands can be used to remove the cap. Let the needle cap stay in the holder during injection. In that way you will easily recap the needle by one hand without risking a needle stick injury. Remember that the barrels must be changed between each patient. Clean them beforehand in water and detergent and autoclave the barrels using a normal cycle at a maximum of 135 degrees Celsius, 275 degrees Fahrenheit. The barrels are not to be cleaned in a dishwasher. When you have used the system and need to replace the cartridge or are going to prepare the system for the next patient, press the return button. 3 green LED lights will rotate around the button while the piston is retracted. When the piston is fully retracted, you can unscrew the barrel, remove the used cartridge and load a new one. Place the handpiece in the holder during replacement. The new barrel is screwed back onto the handpiece and the CALAJECT is again ready for use.